Hello, friends. I know you missed my voice after a long week off, but we're right back at it once again with Lesson 11 in Unit 7. We're going to kind of go back to our decimals and what they represent as far as parts of a whole. Today we're going to talk about symmetry around ones. And if you remember way back in second grade when you talked about butterflies, you talked about a line of symmetry when you were folding something in half and the two sides matched. Well, if you were to fold this place value chart right along this line of symmetry, the tens place would line up with the tenths, and the hundredths place would line up with the hundredths. And if you look at it, it's 100 going left to right, and it's 100 going right to left in the decimals. Just a fun little factoid that I didn't notice before. I thought that was kind of interesting. So, is it easier to see place value patterns in A, box A, or is it easier to see patterns in box B? Go ahead and take a look at those for a second and kind of think about what patterns you are actually seeing. So the pattern that you might have seen, they're exactly the same numbers, right? The only difference here is that you have zeros before the decimals in B and no zeros before the decimals in A. The easier one to see the place value patterns is definitely B. If you were to fold this over in half, it's the mirror image of 50 or 5 tens is right there, 5 tenths. The mirror image of 500s, 500ths would be right there. The zeros that you see makes it a lot easier to read and understand and order and compare numbers with decimals. If you notice on this line, this place value chart up here, when you're moving from right to left, you're multiplying by 10 every time. When you're moving from left to right, you're dividing by 10. It's just like the metric system that we were doing before. Use your decimal secret code cards to make numbers on the frame. You have secret code cards. We are going to do that activity in our small group tomorrow, but you do not have to have them because I have those little packets of numbers in the manipulative kits, so there's no reason to stress about those. But we're going to write numbers in decimal form today on page 282, and I'm going to do 2 of them, and then I'm going to have you do 2 of them. And if you need to, you can always revert or refer back to this chart to help you with those writing of the numbers. Read and write each mixed numbers as a decimal. So if I was writing 3 and 1/10, that's how that would look. If I was saying 2 and 46/100ths, I want you to try 4 and 6. Don't ask your parents. Try it. If you get it wrong, it's a learning opportunity for us to work through tomorrow, but I want you to try it. Read and write each decimal as a mixed number. Well, if I say 12 and 8/10ths, 12 and 8/10ths. So these fractions are either going to be a tenth or a hundredth. So number 9 is going to be 4 and 85/100ths. So you try 8 and 10. Read each word name, then write a decimal for each word name. So you have 61/100ths. So 61/100ths. 70, and number 13. 70 and 8/10ths. 70 and 8/10ths. So you try 12 and 14. Write each decimal in expanded form, which we've not done much of. So when we're doing expanded form, remember you're thinking of the place values. So you're going to say 8 plus 2/10. Let's try 16. 17 plus 4/10 plus 5/100. Hopefully you're starting to see that. So here you would see 100 plus 6 plus 2/10 plus 4/100. 300 plus 10 plus 2 plus, 0 plus 0, 9/100. So try 18 and 19 on your own. Ooh, 20 is a hefty one. But if you get it wrong, it's okay. It's a learning moment. It's not wrong. It's a learning opportunity, and we will go over that in small group tomorrow. There are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. A snake crawls 3 meters and 12 more centimeters. What decimal represents the number of meters the snake crawls? So 100 centimeters in 1 meter, a snake crawls 3 meters. So if they did 3 and 12/100 meters. And the way I got that is it's 12 out of 100. I want you to try 22, and we will talk about that in small group tomorrow. There is a short Google form. I only have like 4 questions on it. And just to kind of see if you were actually listening to anything that I said in this movie tonight. And I will see you tomorrow. Thanks.